light is just around the corner. You know, maybe this is the start of something beautiful. I mean, it would be a beautiful story if they manage to reverse sweep. Reverse sweeps come few and far between in Dota.
I'll say this, Austin. When you go to me to be, you know, the panel had their discussions. We heard the words of the panelists. We saw which way they were leaning. We saw how they felt about the situation. I've heard what you had to say about it. When you're looking to me to bring the hope in the situation, I feel like we've gone off the rails somewhere. I don't know if that's what my brand is known for, but I assume it's not. But is there hope here? Is there a way back from the bottom of this pit of despair that Liquid find themselves in? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little story that I think a lot of people can relate to, Austin. I think every Dota player has been in that pit of darkness.
Everyone.
They have been at the bottom. Many of these players have gone through the ups and downs, and they have been at the down, and they know how bad that feeling is, and they have all gotten through it to get back to this moment. And that is proof, if you are Liquid right now, that you can reverse sweep this series. Because there is always a way back, and there's always a way back to the top, and nobody is ever out until you retire. And even then, you can come back and do it 8 more times, like Seb.
It's true.
Dota can always pull you back in. It's just a question of whether you're able to push back. And I want to see the pushback right now from Liquid. Because I think I and everybody else watching this series who has watched all the other series between these two teams combined over the last 2 years, well, it would make things a bit more interesting. It would make it a bit more spicy, and it would surely be a twist on a tale that has become as old as time.
Yeah, it certainly has. It doesn't seem to matter what the patch is, what the draft is. Something about Gamin Gladiators has just been a stonewall to Team Liquid. But different draft in this game 3. They get some very important heroes for them, right? They get the Tiny, which has done really good work for them throughout this tournament. This matchup in particular, the Tiny versus Sand King, was something that got them into this upper bracket position in the upper bracket finals against Gamin Gladiators. Their previous series, they played that Tiny against Sand King a couple times around, got them some good wins. They've got their Beastmaster for 33. You could always seem to rely on that one. And then some twists. We got Rubik, Clockwork. Wasn't expecting to be seeing a Clockwork. Where did he come from?
I feel like it's just Boxy trying to find something that he can build, you know, some morale for on the team. Be an initiator, be a playmaker. This is a hero that he's won many matches on before. And it can be a nice interruption tool here. A nice, easy source of initiation that they've lacked in some of the previous team fights. They were having trouble finding it. Yeah, it's difficult when you're kind of like, okay, Nisha, you got to start every fight and go in, and then he's just immediately in the middle of all of this garbage and can't get back out. I don't think they want that type of situation for the Tiny, so they get another very consistent initiator on the support role.
Particularly if he's going to be losing another lane against Quinn, who seems to just have Nisha's number in this matchup.
Quinn has gotten the better of him, but to be fair, I think Quinn has also gotten a number of cheese picks against Nisha.
Yeah, that last SF versus Sand King was certainly not a fun matchup.
I think this mid lane should go a lot more even, and I do like Tiny versus Sand King. I think it is, you're on the better end of this exchange if you have the Tiny. At least my personal preference. I mean, this is a very close matchup, and they do different things. So it's not an end-all, be-all, but in theory, Tiny does a lot of burst damage, can build a lot of hybrid damage, and can cut through Sand King on that front line. Can also displace him out of some of his Sandstorm, stuff like that, so I think Liquid, I mean, if you can't win with, you know, the Shadow Fiend Tiny Beast that I feel like have been 3 of your best cores the entire event, you're just getting outplayed.
Yeah, and that has been part of the matchup of Gamin Gladiators versus Liquid. Nisha, oh, is he going to die in this matchup? Not quite. The bottle will help keep him alive, but Quinn is destroying him in CS now.
And he gets the range deny, yeah, I mean.
15 and 8 compared to 5 and 3. He's tripling up on him.
A very rough start for the Tiny, actually. Yeah,
Nisha destroyed this matchup against other mid laners, but Quinn is something different when it comes to mid lane.
I mean, at least they get first blood eventually on that Weaver top. It took a couple tries. I feel like the side lanes for Liquid have been going better in this game 2 and 3. They've definitely stepped it up. This is also going to be a support swap something worth mentioning here. Does usually make your laning a little weaker, but it makes the player stronger on the heroes. Quinn gets caught on a burrow strike.
Yeah, nice toss back there. Nisha, and the tree is not going to be enough damage, but it puts him super low. He's going to be there for the water rune for a bit of recovery.
All right, that is
Tofu going to make a rotation through the gate very early.
Looking to punish 33 up far in the lane.
Pull him back into the Shiguchi, get the bugs on him, and they have so much physical damage between this trio.
Even got the boar. Plus 28 here. Big swing for Dyrachyo. Puts the CK in a much better position. Still Mickey leading the pack, which is exactly what you want for this safe lane. Shadow Queen, we saw Liquid do a lot of work with this hero earlier. Cannot underestimate how strong it is. He has some buffs to play behind him. Not as much as he had in that game, but still, Beastmaster can help him out, and they're going to get another one on Ace, so extra build-up for the SF here. Take advantage of the Weaver being bottom.
Telekinesis throw back into the Eidolons, trying to stall out some of the damage. Dyrachyo a bit low on mana, so may not be able to have another kill attempt for him for a little while. Meanwhile, Nisha, low health Quinn. Man, look at that. That Stinger just does so much damage to a no armor Tiny.
I think if Quinn hadn't lost all that HP on the tower, this lane might have been completely one-sided. At least Nisha's getting something here, but it
still is one-sided. He's still doubling him up in CS.
This is not how Liquid wanted this lane to go. And it's going to have to be made up for here in the two side lanes. Now, this SF is pulling ahead by a decent amount. Free farming the lane. There's not a lot you can do to go on Mickey here as long as Boxy's protecting him. You can maybe try and all-in him with a Swarm and a support rotation. We are seeing the Enigma go through the gate. So Gamin are going to try and push him with this catapult, get the big SF kill, or at least threaten it. You can shell the Weaver and push him in here.
It's going to be up to Boxy.
Get scanned.
To keep these two, Ace and Tofu, from overwhelming Mickey when the play comes. The Cogs goes out. Batteries will push them back in. Not too bad. They get a kill before the Enigma even shows up. Still, though, the Enigma is here with the Eidolons and Dyrachyo. Now, the TP's coming in for the Rubik. Can he stop this telekinesis throw back? Good stun. One raise goes off. A second brings a hero low. That's going to be Celery going down. And Dyrachyo limping across the jungle. Almost dying to the tower there. Cogs actually managed to nab Ace with the battery assault out. Dyrachyo's trying to help, but he cannot do anything to get Ace out of that sticky situation. Liquid manages to stop the aggression of Gamin Gladiators and turn it back on them.
Big swing in this early game. A lot of experience for the supports. The Beastmaster gets the free farm bottom uncontested, and you shut down some of that Weaver who Tofu's just found nothing on this lane, really. It takes 4 heroes to bring down that SF. Cost Dyrachyo a lot of time.
See, he's gonna...
No,
he thought about it.
He's not.
He baited him a little bit.
So this SF is
he's going
big.
for the Wisdom Rune on Boxy. He's not going to make it in time.
He's already level 5 on this clock.
Yeah, if he got Wisdom Rune, man, Liquid would be actually so far up in experience of their supports compared to
Please run up the ramp.
He still tries for it. Cogs doesn't pull him in.
That's a level 3 battery. Would have just been instant death for Ace.
Yeah.
So Boxy making this clockwork work. Working pretty good so far. Still has a lot of regen to play with on the map here with full stick Lotus.
And with Boots coming in, he is going to be a menace, and they need a menace right now. Not just because of the fact they're down 0-2, but also because, you know, this mid lane, there's going to be a Sand King that is extremely farmed. It's not quite as farmed as the SF, but...
No, Quinn, he did his job mid.
Certainly did. I mean, I feel like there's not really a time you say Quinn didn't do his job when it comes to the first 10 minutes of the game against kind of no matter who he's laning against.
Yeah, it is nice when your mid laner wins mid every time. I'll tell you that much. 8-minute rune was bottom. It's an illusion.
Not the biggest deal, but phase boots for Quinn is
the resources right now. That's what's winning this mid lane. This Tiny is going to have to go to base again here. Second time before 10-minute mark. Just costing Nisha a lot of time, and they're going to scout this huge set of stacks.
Oh, Burrow Strike. Oh, barely off the mark there.
This is not a stack you can afford to give up in this game for Liquid. I don't think Gamin have the best means of taking it.
Yeah, Beastmaster is going to cut over. See if he can get any of these last hits. Nisha, he's going to run at him. Throws a nice toss avalanche with the axes to be able to cut down the Enigma, and Dyrachyo is already at half.
They just caught him in the river.
Boxy hit him with the cogs, knocks him up the cliff, but now the battery assault is on top of him. Toss to finish him off and get the kill on Quinn. Liquid put the numbers together in the river. And Gamin Gladiators underestimating the power of this Tiny.
Things starting to come together here, and it feels very solid. These are heroes that are going to scale well for Liquid and play well together with the Beast buffing them all up. Nisha, he just got exactly what he needed in this game, an injection of gold, some big core kills. And man, when that toss starts to add up, it feels good here. Liquid can continue to play around it.
Almost got him with a blood grenade, but not quite. Boxy almost bursted by the Stinger. Stolen Burrow Strike, though, will halt Quinn. He's running after him with the bugs on him, but a hook shot, a toss. Oh, look. Got some of that damage. Meanwhile, Nisha, he's still got the bug on him as well. The Burrow Strike got a punch to the backside. Ace is able to finish him off, but Quinn is in deep. He managed to hit the Stinger, got another kill. Now on the run. Celery trying to cover him. Mickey, black hole on 2. 33 misses the axes. Quinn comes back in with the Stinger and kills them both and stays alive. Beautiful stuff from the Sand King, and 33 caught from behind by Duraccio. Quinn lives through it all, breaking the ankles of Liquid.
I mean, CC and see you later here. Quinn just dancing over Liquid. This man is absolutely putting on an early game clinic, dragging Gamin through a laning phase that looked like it was going to go Liquid's way. Just every single move in this fight is on point. Sometimes those illusion runes make a difference. Just got off so many stingers here. The power of phase boots on this hero from mid.
Just as it was going well for Liquid, Quinn breaks that lead in half.
And you have to worry about how strong this Sand King gets because he's backed up by a lot of team fight. This Darkseer is going to turn him into a beast. He gets the frontline items on top of the Blink Dagger here. You know, every one of these Burrow Strike Stingers can be on multiple heroes if you clump up and get back. That could have been such a nice end to the laning phase for Liquid if they collected Quinn there. Instead, it's just a disaster. Pushes all of them back down the board.
It pushes all of the Gamin Gladiator cores up, catching up to Mickey, who has had a free game for himself for the most part after that first move from Gamin Gladiators failed. They're going to try again, but Boxy there for the interception. Will this be enough, though? Trying to get out the Requiem. Vacuum goes off. He just cannot seem to get it off, and Celery won't die either.
Outnumbered and outgunned again. Liquid just finding themselves on the back foot in all these little skirmishes as Gamin bring the numbers. And Ace, I mean, he's just smiling all the way to the bank because Mech just bailed out his 5, got him a double kill, uses the cogs against him, straight into a tower last hit. All of a sudden, you blink and you miss it. This Darkseer is the most farmed hero in the game after getting killed by that Shadow Fiend during the laning phase.
33 doesn't get there in time.
You know, this is the type of game setup where you can look at the draft all you want. You can talk about how the laning phase was going okay, but these little gameplay maneuvers are what is winning this series right now.
Yes, it's simply put, Gamin Gladiators, they kind of do what Liquid does, just better.
Yeah, they're just faster.
Give them a different draft, it doesn't change the things that Gamin Gladiators, inside of the game, they're just faster than Liquid, and it seems to catch Liquid off guard too many times.
Like, they have slow elements in their lineup. Enigma 5 can be slow. It can have a rough laning phase. This Weaver had a really slow start, and Tofu was behind, but they make the necessary moves. They find the openings, they bring the numbers, and they make sure they help each other find games here. And once more, Liquid are on a significant back foot, suddenly down 5K net worth.
It happens so fast.
2.5 minutes.
Sania moving around with his Shukuchi.
I mean, you're going to have some good Rubik plays this game. There are a lot of good spells to steal. Darkseer spells are great. Tsukuchi can set all of it up. Sandstorm spells are magnificent. And of course, the Black Hole would be the ultimate steal here.
A smoke up from Gamin Gladiators, and they have a Blink Dagger on Quinn. So looking to connect these pieces somewhere on the map.
I have a lot of firepower right now. Armlet Chaos Knight easily joins a fight. Drum Enigma, pretty strong. Always the threat with the Black Hole. You have the Mech Darkseer who can back all of it together. And of course, the Blink Sand King can bring that fight to you with strong initiation power. Gamin are not lacking anything. It's just a matter of where they want to strike.
Going for the epicenter kill, perhaps. Just waiting for Tofu to set it up with just a little bit of slow. Would have gone a long way. Insania sees a push coming his way. They'll get the heads up. What does Liquid do with this bit of information, knowing all these heroes are going to come in and they just give up the tower? Looks like that's the case.
Tough tower to give up, man.
But do they really have a choice in the matter?
It's going to be a lot of space.
"14 minutes. It's Wisdom Rune picked up. So Liquid do not give up that big. Gamin Gladiators were trying to get a little aggressive. Then they thought better of it, backed up, farmed 5 different parts of the map. You can see them all spread over the map, trying to just efficiently get to their next round of items.
Liquid going to group bottom off the smoke. Try to use the Sakuchi to start a good team fight.
Got the roar on him. So they'll get the pick off. And 33 has his Aghanim Scepter. It's still Radiant side Roshan. Are they? I don't think they could do Roshan right now, which then puts it onto the Dire side, which may make things awkward for Liquid. Part of this Beastmaster, right, is securing that early Roshan in the first place. Liquid really need this.
You can gate here, though, after this tier 1. I'm curious if Gamin are going to try and read this and just set up.
Yeah, I was about to say, Gamin Gladiators is already set up on that side of the map, so you are
it gets rocket
stumbling into something bad here. Good rocket from Boxy.
Yeah, you do want to do this Roach, though. Don't want to just sit on your side of the map with this Beastmaster Ags and let Gamin farm up here, especially with the lead they have on these supports. Still the point in the game where the Sakuchi Rubik's very strong as well.
Got him on the Burrow Strike, still on Sakuchi, trying to get away outside of the vision, and they will be able to nab him, and the Rubik goes down. Now they put damage onto the tier 2. Meanwhile, Nisha's trying to push in mid. Gamin Gladiators sticking around. Yeah, they're just going to commit to taking this tier 2. That's going to make things even harder for Liquid when it comes to taking a Dire side Roshan. They're going to have no objectives on this side of the map outside of the outpost.
Oh, their moves have been really good this game. All to the right areas of the map. That move, the gate moves top, got that tier 1. The move mid, backstab that tower, ended up securing it. Now this move to top, you get a little Rubik kill, take this tier 2, and deny the Roshan during this Beastmaster Ags period.
Dodging the cogs, covering the power room. Do manage to get that haste room, but it'll cost Boxy his life, it looks like, is underneath the sandstorm with Tofu on the other side. They get the kill. Now the chase. With Duraccio closing in, has to blink away on Nisha. He does manage to get out. Blink Dagger's done for the Beastmaster as well, so double initiation tools for Liquid. But is that going to be able to surmount the 5,000 net worth lead the Gamin Gladiators have built up with the aura items being achieved? Got the pipe mech done for Ace.
Game is still very even here. There's still some strong team fight on the side of Liquid if you can put it together. Your Tiny, his recovery's been slow, and he's behind, but this crash landing can still do some massive work, even if you're missing 1 or 2K. Especially if you can find a support at the start and just get that free pick off, make it into a 5-on-4, particularly before this Sand King starts to tank up. He's also susceptible, and Haste Rune on Nisha should open up some moves. They're splitting the
blow up
target.
Ace. He's the aura guy. He's going to be able to get out the pipe mech. Not the fastest kill. Might still be able to run him down. The tree, it is enough. Ever so barely. They do manage to get it. Hookshot back in. Duraccio was trying to still force this one. Requiem goes out. That'll put him under fear. Unable to put some damage on a box. He tries to slip away through the cogs. Tofu's able to finish him off while Duraccio gets the armor toggle to stay alive. They don't want to walk into a black hole epicenter, so Liquid are forced to give up on the chase, at least initially.
4 canceled the epicenter blink there from Quinn. Super heads up play by 33. Or Gamin would have committed to that fight with the Sand King strength. Then we'll have to settle for losing their offlaner here. Narrowly escaping with the Chaos Knight. Felt like Liquid would have wanted a little more out of that, considering how good the start was. They had a hasted Tiny. But they'll take it. Their cores are still farming very well. They now, you know, Blink Ags Beastmaster to start fights, Blink Tiny to start fights, Clockwork to start fights, Sakuchi Rubik who can start fights. Everybody on this lineup can pick a target and make it easy for the rest of the team. It's a very nice element to have here, but you have to pick that target well. Ideally, you burst that Darkseer, you take the auras out, you're super happy. If you find Enigma, might make it easier for the Shadow Fiend to commit in. Gamin are continuing to defend this upper part of the map.
Surrounded. He doesn't know it. He throws out the axes. They ping where he's at. Tofu spots him. Nope, blink. That blink was crucial. Otherwise, Dyrachyo might be able to catch up to him. He's going to turn around Primal Roar, see if he can kill Tofu. It's not good enough. And now Dyrachyo gets him in his clutches with the Orchid to pick off there. And now Boxy, yeah, he's going to be pulled in by another Reality Rift. Telekinesis tries to save him. The Vessel's taking him. Dyrachyo diving into the tier 3s. A Shukuchi to slow him down. Dyrachyo's crazy for this one. He's already half HP underneath tier 3s, but Liquid are nowhere to be found right now. Insania gets a good steal on the Burrow Strike.
Just lost after tier 3 at 19 minutes again.
Nisha's refusing to come back.
These are the little mistakes that cost you so much against this team. They play for the win. They play for blood. You cannot show signs of weakness here. Giving up these little kills in odd areas of the map.
And they're going to go back.
Liquid a lot.
They're going to take Roche.
You can't lose Roche in this game if you're Liquid.
Well, that's what's about to go.
You had like a 14-minute Beast Ags, and you couldn't even contest this?
Nope. They
have brutal.
A lot of different physical damage and minus armor to make this pretty easy for them.
Right, at least your cores are still on even footing. That's better than the previous games, but this is an objective that it should have gone your way. At least you would have wanted it to.
It was part of the game plan, but it seems like the game plan has changed. With Liquid not TPing back to that tier 3, it really looked to me like they just made the call that they're staying out of the map and farming no matter what. And maybe that's because the next round of items are particularly crucial.
They want the BKBs.
Trying to get to BKBs, but those are still a ways away. You got the Manta done for Mickey and the Echo Saber complete for Nisha. He'll break that apart at some point for BKB, of course, but it's going to be a bit. In Gamin Gladiators, they have 4 minutes and some change with an Aegis and a Blink Dagger on Dyrachyo for full aggression.
If you can get the BKBs up on your cores and just end up in a fight where you stand your ground, that's where this lineup comes together the most. You have some decent chain stunning potential. You have the inner beast aura for these right clickers. You're going to get multiple tosses off. You can keep the Tiny alive. That's what Liquid are going to look for here, but you're probably going to have to wear out this Aegis duration and just look for a much later timing now.
Yeah, it sounds like you're saying to me, if you're Liquid, don't lose the game in the next 5 minutes?
Yeah, or don't lose a fight or give huge pickoffs, right? Which has been a struggle. And there's another cross-map smoke. Gamin are showing Heroes bottom and looking for somebody in the triangle. Has a decent chance of working here.
33, yeah. Blink Burrow. Nisha can try and cover him with an avalanche, but 33's stuck. He knows it too.
Almost caught the Tiny on the tail end. But early Vessel for the Weaver, dealing with this Beastmaster heal. Yule's already up for Tofu as well. He's completely recovered in this game. Very tanky, very annoying on this front line. Gotta keep split pushing. And it's another big core pickoff that, again, you're just bleeding heroes on the map. It's been the story all series. And every time you give up one of these kills, Gamin turn it into objectives. Turn it into a bigger lead.
It would have been fine if it was some support, but it's the core BKBs that Liquid are trying to build to. So any core death the Gamin Gladiators gets out of this is worth its weight in gold. Insania sees the movement coming.
They're just trying to catch everything. Once more, Liquid corralled to one part of the map. It's not where their vision is. I feel like they have to smoke to get something else out. They have one observer on the clock.
Yeah, they showed some heroes up at top, so they think that they could do something in this mid area.
I mean, they're correct. This Sand King Weaver cannot get to this fight.
They are going to be fighting into an Aegis, but if they clump like this one, they get the hook shot onto the Darkseer. First target, Orchid already going off. Primal Roar trying to follow it up in this aura damage dealer. Nisha goes for the toss together. Avalanche, but they don't have the follow-up damage to kill these guys. And now Mickey gets grabbed by the Reality Rift Phantasm. Chaos Knight trying to get him away, trying to get off the Requiem. Vacuum interrupts that one. A second Glimmer disappearing into the night, but now he's revealed. Now he's caught by the Bro Strike. Nisha couldn't get him out. Tried to go for the toss. Now he's dead as well. Boxy's caught in it. Dyrachyo blinks forward, looking for more. Good steal from Insania with the Burrow Strike, stalling up Dyrachyo. Otherwise, 33 might have been the third core killed in this, and Gamin Gladiators are hitting high ground once again, though they are chasing after 33, who had the bug on his hawk, so they know where he's at. Relentless.
Boxy had a choice there. I don't know if he saw the Enigma at the last second, but you're hookshotting Enigma or Darkseer, and he took the Darkseer. Instant Orchid from Dyrachyo completely bails out that initiation, and then Glimmer Cape on the Enigma. There's just no way to take that Darkseer down at the start of the fight like that. Liquid did not have their BKBs to commit. And Gamin able to survive long enough with the heals. The other two heals can come in. Once more, a misstep by Liquid leads to objective taking by Gamin as they take a Rax at 23.5 in this game. The troubles do not stop for Liquid. The nightmare only continues here. Vic just TPing bottom.
He's got to hit some creeps. He's
no
a
wave
long
pop,
ways
I
away
guess.
from that BKB.
Cereals are just tanking up. The team gold is what's winning game in these games. Time and time again, there's no easy targets for Liquid to jump. This is a 5 Enigma just showing. If you're not willing to jump this, like, what are we doing here?
They're afraid to jump him. Oh, man. They are truly mind screwed at this point in time if they can't go for it. And by the time they go for it, yeah, it is a trap now. Vacuum Cogs will keep them out of the way for a little bit. Try to hit the reality rifts. Nisha gets the blink backwards before he's caught, but it's a second tier 3 down. Glyph will hold it for a while longer. 10 seconds left on the Aegis. Duraccio is just going to commit.
I mean, you have to call it like it is, right? I feel as though Gamin have just completely broken Liquid. Across these 5 games, they have broken their drafts, broken their lanes, broken their gameplay, and now it seems like they've broken their mentality as well. There's just nothing left. Hesitation, misplays, pickoffs on the map. Nowhere near clean enough to combat what Gamin are doing right now as they are firing on all cylinders. This is absolutely one of the best teams in the world when they are hitting their peak form, and they have come into stride at the right time, in the right place, in the right meta.
That's right. They found their meta. They are playing it to perfection, and they are forcing errors out of every team they've run across for clean games. They could be looking at 1 loss in the playoffs for a full championship.
Very dominant run.
Extremely. 19-11, 16,000 net worth lead. A lane of barracks, 2 lanes of barracks. All that's left is a tier 2, tier 3, a second Roshan perhaps. And by the time Liquid gets these BKBs, you have to wonder if the network deficit is going to be too much for them to be able to surmount with just debuff immunity.
At least you're preventing a lot of the damage coming out from some of these spellcasters, but there are still things like Black Hole to worry about. Duraccio going in. Maybe you get a wall off at the start. A lot of sustain on this game in lineup. And of course, you don't have a Blink SF here. It's not like you can instant follow up with Requiem on some Roar. Yeah, it's just all about the Tiny. Find tossbacks or win the fight off the damage. Duraccio looking for a solo play. This is ambitious.
Yeah, well, I mean, with no Orchid, Primal Roar turnaround. Yeah, Tofu's going to come in with the ace. They've got the backup. So Duraccio knows all he has to do is just make sure that 33 can't retreat. And the rest of his team will follow it up. And they're going to try and go for the epicenter burst on Mickey at the same time. Boxy, can he do anything to stop this when he's trying with the battery saw? Tries to pull him away from Mickey. That Cogs may have just done it with the Glimmer Cape from Insania. They do manage to keep their carry alive.
I mean, Celery could have just blinked Black Hole there. He didn't want to get hook shot.
Yeah.
Maybe not give it to Rubik.
There's Duraccio, the ever-aggressive carry. And when he is on point, it looks so good.
He has just been,
the map.
He has decimated Liquid across these 5 games. Like the Brood performance, especially his Chaos Knight, absolutely one of the best in the world.
The first of 3 has been achieved.
They don't want to wait for backdoor. They know what is ahead of them right now on this last lane of Rax.
Roshan, potential spawn time. It's coming in. Gamin Gladiators.
This Enigma's going to have BKB before you have it on some of these Liquid heroes.
Yeah.
I don't think 33 has gained gold in the last 3 or 4 minutes here. SF is honestly still 600 off his. No, he should have it. Never mind. You will have it in 100. So you will have the SFs. Doesn't prevent him getting Black Hold. And you do have the Tinies. Nisha was debating the BKB or the Ags and opted for the BKB. So all that's left is the Beastmasters here, which is the farthest away, but they're giving him farm priority. Liquid just trying to get triple BKB up here, take the next fight, and see what happens. Could be the last one here of their tournament lives.
They are definitely all in. And if they were to get this fast enough, they might even be able to get on the map and contest Roshan. And Gamin Gladiators, it's up for the taking. It was a very early Roshan spawn. Ags on Weaver. Oh.
There's just so much to get through here. And you don't have enough firepower to do it. Like, if you commit on somebody, they get Weaver Ags, I feel like that team fight's over.
Probably, yeah. Because you Primal Roar somebody, and it's...
And by the way, this bottle on Quinn right now holds a shield rune, which could also just be huge in this next fight, considering how tanky he is on the front line. Crimson Guard completed for the Darkseer.
Shiva's Bloodstone and a shield rune. If he's the target, you don't see how he dies. Tofu gets a little information, knows that Liquid is outside of the map. They also have a big wave pushing in mid. Nisha, he's going to try for it. Quinn starts the initiation. Trying to make himself the target, activating that unit. And Nisha gets the toss into the Requiem, trying to combo onto Ace. They go for the Primal Roar. So many ultimates being used to try and kill him, and there's the time lapse. They saved Ace. Now they've got the Black Hole on the SF, and they are going to demolish Liquid. Triple BKB does nothing for you when you are flat out, outgunned, outplayed. 4 dead. GG is called. The cleanest series of your life. Gamin Gladiators take it 3-0 away from